I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about I have trust issues. Well, have you ever wondered why it's so difficult for you to trust people? Well, oftentimes we have our own reasons. And one of the biggest reasons that it's difficult to trust other people is when you had a difficult time trusting your own caregivers. Now, generally that is your parents. For some of you, it is not. But if you didn't learn that the world is safe and that you can attach to people, that they're going to take care of you, they're going to meet your needs, they're going to make you feel loved, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to trust anyone else. Now, maybe you did have a great relationship with your parents and you had a partner violate your trust in the past. Maybe they cheated on you or lied to you. And so that can also be very traumatic. And you can find yourself having difficulties trusting partners in the future because of what somebody did to you in the past. So it can be very difficult. Unfortunately, it's very sad when you think about it that things that happened to you in the past really do have a big impact on your present and your future too. So it's got to be something that you really work on. It's got to be something that you want to fix and improve if you're going to have healthy relationships. I have two emails today. One of them is just a quick email from somebody that did a coaching with last month. And you know, one of the things that I think about sometimes is that you guys don't know me. Obviously, you haven't ever met me in person. You watch my videos all the time, and you kind of get a sense for who I am. So, if you have trust issues, you may be out there hesitant to even give me your trust. And, you know, sign up for either a email coaching or a Skype coaching. And some of you guys, you know, even tell me I was reluctant to do this. I'd never done anything like this before. And I completely understand. So, you got to go with your gut. You watch me all the time. This is who I am. I am the coaching. I am the email coaching and the Skype coaching. So if you really enjoy what I tell you in the videos, then I'm sure you'll really appreciate it when we're talking in a Skype. So I know some of you guys can see it. Some of you guys are probably wary, but I really do love this. And talking to people around the world every day is amazing. I love doing it. And I wouldn't change it for anything else because I know what it's like to go through these breakups. And that's what made me become so passionate about what you're going through. Because when I was going through them, it was the worst. And I did not handle things well. And emotionally, I was really, really in a bad place. And over time, over the years, I've really worked hard on myself and figuring this stuff out to become more securely attached. And I try and share that with you guys so you can have those same changes in yourself and improvements in your relationships. Because I really do want the world to be a better place. And it all comes down to love and our attachments. So, quick email here from Rachel. And she said, I just wanted to give you a follow-up on our Skype last month. Since I came across your channel several months ago, I have come to learn so much about myself, more than I had ever known. I'd been watching your videos for several weeks before mustering up the courage to do a Skype. I had never even considered doing anything like it before. It was absolutely the best thing I have done in a long time. I felt so confident, relaxed, and more calm than I had in months. You were so funny and sweet, and I'm so happy I did it. I wanted to let everyone know out there, including you ladies, that Craig is even easier to talk to in person than you can believe. I was so nervous at first, and within 1 minute, I felt like I knew you forever. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to talk to, guys. I know a lot of you guys are really nervous on the other end, and you don't need to be. I'm really easy to talk to. Okay? So, I get that. But trust me, you're in good hands. I have heard from one of my friends that my ex has been missing me. The old me would have jumped at that, but I'm waiting for him to reach out. I have had some bad days along the way, but I watch your videos and they get me back on track until my next Skype with you. Craig, you have revolutionized understanding breakups. You make me feel so much better every day, and I cannot thank you enough. I have shared your channel with 3 of my girlfriends, and guess what? You have 3 new crushes. Don't let it get to your head, though. I don't want to see you turn out to be like some of the other jerks I watched before you. LOL. Well, I don't think you're in danger of that happening. But I'll keep an eye on myself. I won't let my head get too big. But thank you for the kind words, and I'm so glad that the videos make you feel better and comfort you, because I know how tough it can be to go through a breakup, and I'm sorry that you guys are going through it, because it's one of the worst and most painful experiences you can go through as an adult, and it's absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So I understand, and I'll help you through it the best way that I can, and I'll do what I can to give you the best chances to reattract your ex, if that's what you're going through. Maybe some of you guys are out there just wanting to learn relationship skills or work on yourself. I do all kinds of things. Remember, I've been a therapist for a long time, and before that I did behavior analysis for about 4 years. So I got a lot of experience. It just depends upon what your needs are. Although I do understand a lot of you guys want help with a breakup. So, I have an email today from a gay couple in their mid-20s, and they have been together for about 1.5 years. I thought this was a really good email, and I think you guys will enjoy this. So, there's 2 guys, obviously. This is a male gay couple, and we'll call them Martin and Dave. We'll say the guy writing the email is Martin, and his partner is Dave, so you can follow that, okay? So Martin told me about Dave, that Dave has a close-knit, large Italian family, tough love kind of people who show love by busting people's chops. I grew up with that. If you didn't know, I am half Italian on my mom's side, so there was a lot of busting chops growing up. Very social and full of life. He said, "Hello, Craig. I just want to let you know how much your channel has helped me get through this incredibly difficult and traumatizing time in my life. So thank you for all you do to help people like myself. My name is Martin, and my question is in regards to my recent breakup. My ex and I originally met in July of 2015, and I stopped talking to him until we crossed paths again in October of that year. We were inseparable ever since. I didn't feel a connection to him when we first met, although I did like him. I questioned our initial date, as he told me he had never felt so drawn to anyone in his life before having met me." Well, yes. If somebody tells you that on an initial date, you're going to be really skeptical that they genuinely mean that. Because let's face it, there are a lot of people out there that will just lie to you and tell you things to hook up with you, and they don't really mean it. So, when somebody says that on a first date, it would scare a lot of people, and rightfully so. It definitely comes on too strong. Okay. He said, "It was very sweet, but seemed a little too fast. I was guarded at the time as well. We ran into each other again at a bar in New York, where he said hi and walked past me. That's when I immediately texted him and asked him if we could talk. He agreed, and the rest was history. He broke up with me on March 24th of this year. Our relationship was passionate and was the most real connection I have ever experienced, and we both cared about each other deeply. Dave is a very real person and doesn't play games, so I knew his feelings were true. Well, that's good. It's nice to feel like you're dating an adult. And unfortunately, not many people out there in YouTube world are explaining this, and they don't understand it. They're teaching manipulation and games, and it doesn't work like that. I want you guys to have a healthy relationship, and when you go to these channels that are trying to teach you mind games, it's going to backfire on you, because people are going to see through it. However, somewhere along the line, I became extremely insecure and anxious. Well, that's probably when you started to really have deep feelings for him and started to maybe fall in love with him. And then all of a sudden, you were really feeling a lot of anxiety, because my guess is that you have had an attachment trauma in your childhood. And so now, when you attach in your romantic relationships, you get tremendous amounts of anxiety. He says, I have trust issues that cause me to start fights for absolutely no reason at all. Well, in a sense, it was no reason at all. There was a reason, and the reason was that you were feeling disconnected from him. Now, the thing about that is, it could have been real, that he did something, like maybe he spent some time with friends and you felt abandoned, or it could be imagined, where maybe he looked at you for a second and you interpreted the look as, oh, he's angry at me, or oh, he's not happy with me. And so it could be real or imagined, and so but either way you felt that disconnect, and so you were starting fights with him. I was very immature at times. He did everything in his power to show me that I could trust him, and he really did prove himself to me. But my insecurities still lurked in the background, and I held on to grief. Our communication started to crumble. Sure, what would happen is when you're anxious and you're upset, you are lashing out, saying mean things, being immature, being hurtful, and then he no longer feels safe with you. And when he doesn't feel safe with you, he's not going to want to communicate with you and open up and share things, because you're attacking him. And why are you attacking him? Because you feel disconnected and scared, and you're really just trying to get close to him. I would become mopey and upset for no apparent reason, but I couldn't understand why I felt so upset when I had someone who loved me and treated me so well. Well, if that was the first time in your life that you've had somebody treat you like that, it's going to be really, really scary to let somebody in and close to you when everybody else has either hurt you or disappointed you before. My depression caused us to fight over absolute nonsense. None of our fights were ever over anything serious. I would cause an issue and carry it out for days, which really caused Dave to blame himself. He would start to believe he was this horrible person because I was always upset, but I just couldn't snap out of it. He broke up with me because he couldn't handle the unhappiness and said he no longer felt compatible. He posted on Reddit asking the public, why did you break up with that SO who you were still in love with? I do not know what an SO is. He put capital S, capital O. I don't know what that is. Maybe you guys in the comments section could figure that out. I don't know what that means. Anyway, he said, I assume he doesn't think I saw this post. I saw this days after the breakup and created a fake user to ask a question. He replied, I was loyal and we cared about each other, but things just didn't work out. I still care about him and I want him to be happy, even if it's not with me. Well, what a very kind and thoughtful and sincere comment to make. And it sounds to me, based on everything that he said about Dave, that Dave has got a fairly secure attachment style. At least based on the information in this email. As someone else commented, two people can be in love, but it can be the wrong time or place for it. This breakup has been the most difficult thing I've ever dealt with in my entire life. I am completely distraught as I know with every fiber in my being that this is the love of my life. Well, if he is, and he really cares about you as much as he seems to, there's a good chance he's going to revisit the idea of getting back with you. So you better work really, really hard on yourself during this time. I fought to save our relationships for 2 weeks, but realized I didn't want to be crazy and desperate and needed to give him his space. I accepted the breakup and walked away. Good for you. That's what you needed to do. Pushing him was not going to make him want you more. It was just going to push him away. We've been no contact for a little over 4 weeks, and I'm using this time to fully invest in myself. I want to become happy and more mature, and have used these past 4 weeks to learn and grow from the experience by reading about happiness and being able to love yourself. Your videos have opened my eyes to so many things that I never really thought about, urging me to be the best person I can be. I want to be everything Dave originally saw in me. I lost myself along the way, have once again found the light, but now I need to know how to get him back. What do you think my best strategy is? Well, I think you're on the right path. You've decided to leave him alone. I think that's exactly what you needed to do here. Working on yourself, working on the skills that you need to learn to get this relationship back on track. Because you need to figure out what's going on within you in order to have a healthier relationship with him again. And I would look at your past, I would look at your childhood, and definitely that's something that we could do in a Skype together, where I might be able to point out some patterns that you haven't ever noticed yourself. And that's one of the great things about working with me, is that I'm going to give you some aha moments where you can say, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. And I love when we come up with those moments together, because when they finally hit you, like they have with the videos, they're really going to, hit home for you and get you to want to make those changes. And you're doing good. You're really working hard, and it sounds like you're really handling this like an adult right now. So stay the course, keep working on yourself, wait for him to reach out. He'll do the indirect direct approach more likely than not. And when he does, that's when you spend some time with him again and start to take things slow. But if that happens and you're getting anxious, set a Skype with me so we can talk about these things. We can role play in the Skype if you need to, and we can get you ready and over prepared for that time, that date with him again, because that is absolutely terrifying. And I love getting you guys prepared for those situations, because I'm going to throw you some curveballs and things that you wouldn't expect, and you're really going to get over prepared for that situation. So when you get scared and you're anxious in the moment, you'll be ready. So when you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like the video, put a like on there, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth. I will talk with you soon.